Bundle up and get ready to test your winter wisdom. In this frosty episode of Geographical Thinking Caps, we're diving into the snowy world of geography and holiday traditions. Our contestants will battle it out, answering everything from ice-cold trivia about northern lights to festive facts on quirky winter customs. With plenty of holiday cheer and a dash of holiday-friendly competition, who will be crowned the true winter wonderland whiz? Grab a cup of cocoa and join us for this fun-filled frosty challenge. Let the games begin. Welcome back to Geographical Thinking. I'm Michelle Brake, and I'll be your guide as we explore ideas, stories, and conversations through the lens of geography. In this special episode of Geographical Thinking, called Geographical Thinking Caps, this is our version of a game show where our contestants will flex their geospatial muscles to show us what they know about the world around them. Today's topic is going to be winter holidays and activities. Each section of questions will have a different focus area under the umbrella of all things winter, holiday, and snowy traditions. Each question will be multiple choice. If you got a question wrong, your competitor will have a chance to steal. Now that we know the rules, let's meet our players for today. Our first competitor is Mike Rogotsky, a technical marketing manager at Esri Canada, where he's all about showing off the magic of Esri's core technology through demos that wow. With Esri technology certifications in both desktop and enterprise levels, Mike knows his stuff inside and out. Before stepping into marketing, he was at the front lines of client support, helping users get the most out of ArcGIS software. When he's off the clock, though, you can catch Mike coaching youth sports at the baseball diamond, curling rink, and hockey arena. Because whether it's tech or teamwork, he's always in the game. Thank you for joining us today, Mike.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for that nice introduction.
Thank you. Well, thank you for doing so many wonderful things. So, at Esri Canada, technical marketing manager, technically my boss for those that are playing along at home. What does your job entail?
Well, aside from being your boss, which you did mention there, Michelle, my job involves many things. Like you sort of were, just the tip of the iceberg in, talking about the technology. So we're promoting technology to our existing clients, trying to get our clients to see what they can do more with the software that they have or the solutions that they have. So to have them go deeper and have them use GIS throughout their organization. We do this through many ways. We do it through showing webinars of longer form processes that the clients could use within the software. We do it through shorter form GeoSnap videos, blog posts, and we also were involved with events. So each year we have a GIS Day in Canada event, which happens in mid-November, just before the globally recognized GIS Day, and that's a big event where we celebrate GIS, and we also help tell client stories through events like that, and also throughout the year through engaging with our clients. So lots of great things that we do, lots of fun. We also, within our team, we manage some of the GIS infrastructure at Esri Canada as well. So our Esri Canada ArcGIS Online organization, some of our enterprise deployments. It's a real great job where we get to do a lot of fun things. We get to do a lot of interesting things, like get to work with a lot of great people. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. It sounds, as I know and you know, like we're wearing a lot of hats. And I find within our industry and things in general, we have a lot of intersectionality. How do you find that within your role? Does having had that different experience across different departments help with some of our marketing things that we do?
Yeah, it's a big advantage there, Michelle. Like when you wear different hats, like, earlier my career was in technical support. And then I'm now working in, we were in technology adoption, technology strategy. I was in that department for a while now within marketing. Doing all the different hats, you approach things differently. You think of things in a different way. It's a lot of great experiences, a lot of great ways just to even see like how the technology has evolved. You think about how things used to work, how they're working now, the different ways you can do things. It allows you just to approach the problems differently and how you can come with different solutions. So it's a pretty engaging, and like GIS is always moving very fast. So having that different approach that you can take to a problem and how you can solve it and just the different things you can do is it's a great advantage.
Okay. And I think now that we've had a chance to talk, let's bring in our second competitor who deals with some of those problems that we run into and is on the front lines for support. Our second competitor today is Rahul Chandra, and a technical lead with Esri Canada's technical support team, where he wrangles enterprise geodatabases like a pro. From SQL Server to Oracle and PostgreSQL, Raul's the guy customers turn to when their data needs some serious TLC. Armed with an undergrad degree from University of Toronto and a postgraduate certificate from Fleming College, he's not only mastered the arts of databases, but he's also taught it too. When things are not so deep into the world of GIS, you'll find Raul at Park Run, a community event that keeps him moving and grooving. Whether it's troubleshooting tech or hitting the track, Raul's always in the fast lane. Thank you, Raul, for joining us again. I know we had you on the podcast last year to talk about education, but now we're back for some trivia. Are you ready?
Well, I guess there's different levels to ready. I'm hoping to get one question right, and then we'll reassess the goal from that point.
Okay, I feel like one is a very manageable and achievable goal, but let's maybe aim higher. Two?
Well, let's do one first. And
Okay.
then
Set
Okay,
the,
we'll
set
start
the
there.
bar low,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can just jump right
Yeah.
over it later.
A career in tech support has taught me that sometimes it's about managing expectations. So.
Okay, that's a fair point. And knowing that you're in tech support, Raul, what are all the things that you do at Esri Canada? Because I know it's some pretty important stuff.
Well, the interesting thing about working in technical support these days is that you can really work your entire career in technical support because the number of different roles within that department has really expanded. So similar to Mike, when I started working at Esri Canada about 12 years ago, I was frontline technical support. So that was clients would call in with whatever problems they were having, and then we would do our best to go through our troubleshooting process and help them resolve whatever issues they were having. As time has gone on, we've defined additional roles within technical support. So one of them is this technical lead role, which is part of a team in support called the critical support team. So what I like to say sort of jokingly with clients when I'm explaining the role to them is that if you've never encountered me, that's actually probably a good thing, because as a technical lead in critical support, I'm generally found in the vicinity of whatever the biggest disaster is at the time, right? So if you've never talked to me, that's actually, something to be hang your hat on as, hey, we've had a really good, stable environment. We've never had to talk to that guy. So that's pretty good. Another part of what I do at Esri Canada is I work as something called a technical account manager as part of our premium support program. And the role of the technical account manager, as my colleague Jim Risley at Esri in the US likes to describe it, is the quote unquote neck to grab if you're not sure where a question should go. So what I say to our clients who are involved in premium support, if you're not sure where something should go, send it to me. I'll figure out if it makes sense to be a technical support case, a premium or standard, whether it should be a professional services engagement, whether we maybe need some more specialized product expertise to answer, say, a particular question about routing or something along those lines. But I'm the neck to grab. I'm the person who will try to figure out, where the best avenue is to actually get an answer to that question.
Okay, so pretty important stuff behind the scenes, and hopefully we never interact outside of our fun times here.
That's right. Yeah, the goal. This will be a different type of disaster, but
Okay.
yeah, not the professional kind.
Okay, well, again, setting expectations is very important. I think there's still some room to exceed our expectations, though. So I'm wondering, both of you, to get us started, what are your feelings on winter? Are you out there snowshoeing and frolicking in the snow, or dreading shoveling and trekking through slush?
So I love winter. It is one of my favorite seasons. It is I like the cold. I like being outside in the snow. So there's a lot of good things about winter. I even shoveling the snow. It's great. Go out there, clean it all up. Good exercise, and get that sense of accomplishment. So that's maybe not as fun, but like outdoor, not even outdoor activities, just winter activities like hockey, curling. I haven't snowshoed in a while. I don't think. But that's a lot of fun. I've done that before. Haven't skied in a while either, but that's been a good thing too. But yeah, there's aside from, living in Toronto, snow means things slow down a little bit. That can be a bit of a pain, but yeah, all around winter, I'm all for it. Let's have more of it.
Okay. Raul?
I'm generally more of an indoor cat when it comes to winter. Most of my winters, I've probably stayed inside playing video games instead of going outside. I am trying to change that a little bit. As I get a little bit older, I'm seeing the value in things like even just walking around the neighborhood after a snowfall. I definitely, if I'm walking instead of driving as well, to Mike's point about some of the effects of winter on just traffic and other operations within the city. It's a very different experience, right? It can be really frustrating sometimes, depending on when you're driving. But walking, I don't really think I've ever had a problem, especially in my local neighborhood. And you're able to really appreciate how pretty everything is after a snowfall. So I am trying to change those habits a little bit. I think in the next year or two, I'm going to pick up cross-country skiing maybe as an activity to get into a little bit more. So I'm trying to change that. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I still spend most of my time indoors playing video games during winter.
That's fair. Okay, so we have two different perspectives here on winter. How are you feeling about some winter-based trivia, though?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Like I've been, just in general, been preparing. Like I've actually been, watching a lot of Jeopardy. So not specific winter questions, but just Jeopardy. I've been playing against my kids, and they're a lot younger than me. They don't have the same life experiences, so I generally beat them. I beat them pretty well. I beat them a lot. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good.
Raul, how are you feeling?
So Wolf Blitzer made a couple of appearances on Jeopardy, both of which were relatively famous. I think in the first one he actually did pretty well, but in the second one he basically got nothing right. I'm suspecting on that scale of Wolf Blitzer to Wolf Blitzer, I'll be closer to Wolf Blitzer. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, I cannot wait to see which one it turns out to be. So with that, since the only way to begin is by beginning, time to move on to some questions. We'll start with some easy stuff close to home for both of you. Mike, you're first up.
Okay.
Which city is known for its extravagant winter ice hotel built every year from blocks of ice? Quebec City, Trois-Rivières, or Montreal?
So I have been to this ice hotel. I've been inside it. It is lovely, and that would be in Quebec City.
That is correct. See, easy.
Yeah,
Child's play.
They had all kinds of nice things painted on the walls. It was really great. It's, when you get cross-country skiing and you get out there, go to that ice hotel.
For the record, I did not know the answer to that question, but I would have guessed Quebec City just based on the context.
Okay. See, we have room for everything.
There we are. We got a game here.
Exactly. Raul, your turn. First question. In what city would you find the world's largest naturally frozen skating rink in winter? Peterborough, Ottawa, or Moose Creek?
Peterborough, Ottawa, or Moose Creek? Well, the world's largest naturally frozen skating lake?
Yep.
Well, I am going to guess Moose Creek since it's very different from the other two, but I don't actually know.
That is incorrect. I'm so sorry, Raul. Mike, I'm going to pass it to you. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah, just to make sure I heard it correctly there and buy myself that extra time.
Okay. So in what city would you find the world's largest naturally frozen skating rink in winter? Peterborough, Ottawa, or Moose Creek?
Okay, well, we know it's not Moose Creek now, so we'll move past that. That sounds like a made-up city, but I'm gonna.
It is a real place. I did just pick things from Google Maps, but it is real.
Fair enough. I believe that is Ottawa.
That is correct.
Okay.
The Rideau Canal.
They've been having problems getting that frozen in the winter now, from what.
And that's the thing. So it's a bit of a red herring there
Yeah.
with recent winters.
But that's okay. That's good.
Mike, we're back over to you. So what iconic Toronto landmark holds a massive New Year's Eve celebration complete with fireworks, concerts, and ice skating? Roundhouse Park, Yonge Dundas Square, or Nathan Phillips Square?
I remember going to this as a kid and having a great time out there, and it was a big party. It's got to be Nathan Phillips Square.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. That was a fun time. I guess they still do it. I haven't been down there though in a bit.
They do, and I purposely checked to make sure it was still an ongoing thing. There's still plans for it this year. They do have a skating rink.
Yeah, they
not
do.
the largest naturally frozen one, but
Yeah, it's not bad though. They got rentals if you want to go down there and check it out. It's good spot.
and see some things that are close to home there.
Yeah.
Raul, we're back over to you. Another one. Which Quebec festival held in Montreal lights up the winter nights with art installations, music, and winter-themed activities celebrating the cold season? Art Souterrain, Montreal en Lumière, or Dîner en Blanc? I don't know how good your French is, but if you decipher the words in there, there may be some clues.
Are you allowed to repeat the three answers?
I sure can. The first one is Art Souterrain. The second one is Montreal en Lumière. The third, Dîner en Blanc.
And this is a festival involving lighting?
It is.
I guess I'll guess the Montreal en Lumière then, just based on the name.
That is correct. Raoul, you got one.
All right.
Okay.
All right, we're after 2 now.
Yeah, bet the over on this one now. Let's go.
Okay, but see, child's play.
It's good.
Some easy points to get us started. We've stretched our legs. Now we're going to step away a little bit more from something you definitely know to things you may have read about. So this round is all about traditions from across Canada. Raoul, we're going to start with you this round. Which Canadian territory hosts the Sourdough Rendezvous Festival each February, celebrating winter with events like axe throwing and snowshoe races? We only have 3 options for territories, so Northwest Territories, Nunavut, or Yukon.
Yeah, the moment you said which territory, I realized the answers were really not going to help me at all because there's only 3 territories. So, interesting. What were the events it features?
It features axe throwing and snowshoe races.
Snowshoe races. I'm sort of tempted to pick one of the 2 that are closer to Alaska based on that. So Northwest Territory or Yukon Territory. And I'm going to use Tobler's law here and go with the idea that things that are closer to each other tend to be more alike and guess Yukon Territory.
That is correct, Raoul. We're at 2.
All right. Awesome.
Geographical decision making.
The science of where never lets you down.
Hey, we like to see it. Mike, your turn.
Okay.
Which prairie province is known for its large Ukraine population and the traditional celebration of Sviata Veshera, or Christmas Eve supper, on January 6th?
Oh, wow.
Is it Alberta, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba?
Oh, okay. I was hoping for a little more of a hint there with the outside the Ukrainian population, but that's going to be a tough one. So I'm going to go with Manitoba.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
no.
I'm so sorry,
Darn
Mike.
it.
Raoul, chance to steal. Do you want the question again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Which prairie province, of which there's only 3, so again, maybe not the most helpful, is known for its large Ukrainian population and the traditional celebration of Sviata Veshera, or Christmas Eve supper on January 6th? Alberta, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba?
You know, it's funny. I feel like a colleague of ours, Peter Kovalchuk, has actually told us this before.
He probably has.
And I'm drawing a complete blank on where this would be. But I think I will go with Saskatchewan.
That is correct.
Nice.
Raoul for the steal.
I think you're catching up here.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's doing pretty good. I was hoping the Ukrainian population, because I don't know about you, but I famously have heard about the pierogies in Saskatchewan being really good.
That's sort of where my brain was going with it as well.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength here. Mike, we got to get on the same page.
Here we go.
All of us need to be in the same book at least. So next up, Raoul, we're back over to you already. Which Canadian province is famous for its winter-themed Festival de Voyageurs, celebrating French-Canadian culture with events like sleigh rides and snow forts? Manitoba, Quebec, or New Brunswick?
I'm going to assume it's not Quebec because that would be too obvious for this question. And what was our Manitoba and New Brunswick were the other 2?
Yes.
I didn't do too well guessing Manitoba, if that helps. So you can see how that steers you.
Yeah, but I feel like, what was the name of the festival? Sorry, again?
Festival du Voyageur.
We know you can speak French, too, so that might help.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we heard that in the last couple questions ago.
I am well known for my fluency in French, actually. It's one of my defining characteristics. I mean, how many times in a row can Manitoba be wrong? So I'm going to guess Manitoba.
That is correct, Raoul.
All right, nice.
Okay. I mean, I feel like maybe we were trying to steer you off there with the Manitoba, but
Oh, I was going full gambler's fallacy, Martindale strategy with that one. Just
okay.
The previous flip was tails. How many times in a row can it be tails?
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Next up, this will be about coastal Canadian provinces, and which one has a tradition of mummering during the Christmas season, where people dress in disguises and go house to house for treats. Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, or Prince Edward Island.
Oddly enough, I just heard about this on the radio, but I remember it being like, oh, that's out east. Now, I don't think I paid attention enough to remember what province it was in, though. But let's go as far east as we can go. We'll go Newfoundland and Labrador.
That is correct,
okay.
Mike.
I did recall that then. Sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, it's like Halloween, just another one a few months later. So you always get more candy. But that takes us to the end of that round. We're feeling comfy. How are we feeling so far?
Yeah.
I think we got a lot right, both of us.
Yeah, playing with house money at this point.
Yeah.
I've exceeded my expectations.
Okay, well, it's time for us to take our trivia to the fun side of winter with some questions about parades and games. So, Raul, you're first up. In which country is the La Diablada parade held during winter, where participants dress as devils, angels, and historical figures to celebrate Andean traditions? Bolivia, Brazil, or Argentina?
Bolivia, Brazil, Argentina were the three options? Well, that sounds Spanish to me, so I'm going to discount Brazil. So that leaves Bolivia and Argentina. And this is just a total guess on my part, but I'm going to say Bolivia.
That's correct.
All right, nice.
A good call there.
Yeah, it's a total.
But you broke that down. Like you kind of got rid of like Brazil. They're pretty quick, and off you went.
To be fair, I was born in Brazil. I don't speak Portuguese, but I understand the inflections enough to differentiate it from Spanish.
You were born in Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's our company tech support scavenger hunt every year. There's two of us who were born in Brazil. The other person speaks fluent Portuguese, is kind of everything you'd expect from someone born in Brazil. And then there's me.
There you are.
Where we moved back to Canada when I was, we moved there because my dad was teaching there for a little bit. And then we moved back to Canada, I think when I turned 1 or 2. So I have a Portuguese birth certificate, which I don't understand.
Ooh.
It'll come in handy one day.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
playing
Mike,
the long game.
We're over to you.
Yep.
In which country do people celebrate Junkanoo? I may be pronouncing that wrong. I'll apologize now.
I'm not going to tell you if you're not. So.
That's fair. So Junkanoo, a colorful and lively street parade held on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, featuring music, dancing, and costumes. Jamaica, the Bahamas, or El Salvador?
Okay, wow. Junkanoo. I'm going to, that's, I'm not getting much out of this one for tips. So it was Jamaica, El Salvador, and what was the other one?
The Bahamas.
Bahamas. I'm going to go, I'm assuming Junkanoo starts with a J.
It does.
So I'm going to go with some alliteration. We'll go Jamaica.
Unfortunately, Mike, that is incorrect. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's my pronunciation.
No, I don't think so. That wasn't the problem there.
Okay, Raul, we're over to you. No Brazil answers in this one.
Right.
So in which country do people celebrate Junkanoo, a colorful and lively street parade held on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, celebrating music, dancing, and costumes? Jamaica, the Bahamas, and El Salvador.
Well, just because you mentioned pronunciation, I'm going to attempt a 5-dimensional play here.
Whoa.
And assume maybe it's pronounced Yunkuru and go El Salvador?
Your reasoning might be correct, but unfortunately El Salvador is not the answer. It was the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we're just doing like 7D chess. I'm not sure how many dimensions we can get to at this point.
I've been out-dimensioned clearly by that question.
But it's okay. Raul, we can recover here. Your question up next. In which country is the Festival of Lights, also known as Diwali, a major winter celebration that symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness? Malaysia, Turkey, or India?
Well, I was just at a family celebration of Diwali, so I think I would probably be disowned if I got this question wrong. So I'm going to say India.
That is correct. And also thank you for the correct pronunciation of Diwali. Mike, this is our chance. Recovery.
I need it.
Which country's winter solstice celebration, again, forgive the pronunciation, Donji, includes playing Yatnori, a traditional board game that is marked by eating red bean porridge to drive away evil spirits? Singapore, South Korea, or Vietnam?
Okay. What was the name of the porridge there?
Red bean porridge.
The porridge didn't have a name. Okay.
No, the name of the celebration, though, is Donji, Dongji.
It was one of the choices for the Koreas, right?
Yeah, South Korea.
Yeah, let's go South Korea. I like that
is
one.
correct.
Yeah, there we are.
Great job. We got the recovery.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we're going to kick it up a notch by testing your knowledge of winter and holiday tunes.
Oh,
no.
okay. Here we go. Both of us are like, uh-oh.
I
Get
know.
away from geography, and we're like, uh-oh, out of our comfort zone.
Well, luckily, all the answers are still going to be a place.
Okay.
It's just going to be, you have to tell me the place associated with the musical question. So, Mike, we're first up. The Huron Carol, considered one of the oldest Christmas carols in North America, was written in the 1600s in which Canadian province? New Brunswick, Ontario, Quebec.
Okay. Huron. So we have a lot of Huron type things in Ontario. So let's go with that. Let's go with Ontario.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. I know, like the right nearby.
Yep.
Raul, over to you. Huron Carol. We thinking it was written in New Brunswick, Ontario, or Quebec?
Well, Ontario was going to be my answer as well.
You could still answer it if you like. No one's gonna say no.
That's right. Quebec or New Brunswick were the other two options.
They were.
Well, we'll go Tobler's Law again, and let's go Quebec.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The science of where. It's amazing how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really good.
Raul, we're back over to you. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow was written in 1945 in the middle of a heat wave in which U.S. city? Los Angeles, California, Austin, Texas, or Savannah, Georgia?
Los Angeles, Austin, or Savannah.
Yep.
Neither of which are places I would generally think of as uncharacteristically not snowing in. So that's interesting. Written in 1945 in a heat wave in one of these cities. Los Angeles, Austin, or Savannah. Interesting. The brain is not really coming up with a way to eliminate any of them. I think, well, Los Angeles and Savannah are both coastal cities, and Austin is kind of in. I have a sister who used to live in Austin, so I know it's a very, very dry heat compared to the other two cities. So it can get brutally hot there at times for kind of that reason. So I will guess Austin.
Unfortunately, Raul, that is incorrect. I like the train of thinking, though.
If you had got that right, that would have been like a real good.
That would have been
there. Yeah,
I would have actually just left in the middle of the recording. Yeah, there's no topping that. Yeah,
I would have forfeited right there. I'm out.
But Mike, we still have a chance.
Yeah. So Los Angeles or Savannah. Like I know Raul was nice enough to talk to the whole thing there. So I'm gonna go for this. Might seem obvious, but songwriting, Hollywood. A lot of production stuff going down on. In that area, let's go with Los Angeles.
That is correct.
Okay.
Los Angeles, California. Sorry, Raul.
That's actually much smarter than mine.
Yeah, no, yours was good.
Mine was long-winded, but you're just like, oh yeah, that's where they write songs.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Yeah.
Okay. Mike, we're back over to you.
Okay.
The song Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC celebrates the holiday season in which New York City borough? There's only 5, and I'm going to bring it down to 3 for you. Staten Island, Brooklyn, or Queens?
Oh boy, I haven't heard this one in a while. So let's Run DMC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Run DMC. That's the guys who did It's Tricky, and they've got that. Trying to think for like the videos where they were. So it was Brooklyn, Queens, or Staten Island were the choices, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go with Queens.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
that was kind of my wild card when I was putting them together. I was like, okay, are we going to get it? Staten Island, we can throw it out.
Yeah, that seemed like you don't hear much about Staten Island, like unless you're watching like a real like New York show, like Law and Order or something like that, and they got to go to Staten Island or they're taking the ferry. Yeah.
Okay. That was a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm impressed. Okay. Raoul, we're back over to you. Sancta Lucia is a traditional winter song associated with St. Lucia Day Festival, celebrated on December 13th in which European country? Italy, Sweden, or Poland?
Italy, Sweden, or Poland?
I say don't go off my pronunciation of the actual winter song name.
It sounded okay.
Yeah, it sounded good to me. It was December 13th?
Yes.
I want to hear how you get to this answer.
I'm trying to think of a pathway I'm trying to think of like the history of St. Lucia, but nothing is really coming to mind because I don't know anything about the history of St. Lucia.
But keep in mind, this is the St. Lucia.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Important clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I really have no idea. So Italy, Sweden, or Poland were the three choices. Interesting. Well, I know Italy loves their saints, so I'm going to guess Italy.
Unfortunately, Raoul, that is incorrect. I'm so sorry. Over to Mike for a stealing moment here. Sancta Lucia, traditional winter song associated with St. Lucia Day Festival, celebrated on December 13th in which European country? Italy, Sweden, or Poland?
Okay, so the Saints I thought was a pretty good idea there with Italy. So I'm going to have to go a different route here. December 13th is what you said?
Yep.
So winter, December 13th. Famous Toronto Maple Leaf, number 13, Matt Sundin. He was Swedish, so we're going to go Sweden.
That is correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
That's how we get it.
That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
I appreciate you showing your work on that one.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like I got up my game here. So.
I appreciated the artistry in that end.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you gave me the time to think. You gave me the time to get there myself. So I thought, what do we got here? Okay.
We're down to our final round where we're going to make sure there's something for everyone in this round. This is a set of questions, hodgepodge of information from around the world, and things that I just found kind of interesting, maybe even a little funny.
So can I ask the score? Can we get that later yet?
You're going to get that at the end.
That's good.
Sorry,
keep us
Mike.
in
We got to keep you in suspense.
Okay, I'm a little worried here, though.
I want to make sure you go into this
fine. No,
at your best.
You got it. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, don't look at the clock. Just play the game.
Yeah.
She doesn't want us to start doing the QB kneel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to make sure you make it to the end of the round.
Yeah, all good. All good.
Okay. So, Mike, starting off with you. In which country is the Polar Night Marathon held, where participants run a marathon in the dark due to the 24-hour darkness of the winter season? Norway, Iceland, or Germany?
Okay. I would think it's not Germany. That doesn't seem far enough north. I've recently been to Iceland and I didn't see there was no talk of that, although I did go in the summer, which is, fantastic to go to Iceland, go there in the summer, lots of sunlight, lots of things you can do outside, real great place. And the last choice would have been Norway then, correct?
Yes.
So based on that, we're going to go with Norway.
That's correct.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Raoul, we're going to go to you for this one. In which country is the traditional Christmas meal a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, a custom that became popular after a marketing campaign in the 1970s? Thailand, South Korea, or Japan?
So my house wasn't one of the three answers, right?
Sadly, it was
okay.
not.
All right,
I'm so sorry. I'll revise it for the next year.
Sorry, what were the three answers? I totally forgot. In the
You're just thinking about chicken
interest
now.
of making
It's
that
great,
joke. Yeah,
That's
KFC.
fair.
Yeah.
Thailand, South Korea, and Japan.
Interesting. And this was as a result of a marketing campaign in the 70s.
Yes.
What a great tradition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You have to order your buckets like weeks in advance.
It's like us picking up a turkey from the grocery store or something like that.
You don't want to get a small one. You want to get a big bucket.
Yeah, you want the good bucket of KFC. Sorry, what were the options again? I keep forgetting them. I'm just thinking about chicken now.
Okay. Thailand, South Korea, Japan. I'm going to give you a 15-second countdown on this
All
one.
right, Thailand, South Korea, and Japan. So, yeah, I can't really think of a way to narrow it down, aside from the fact that Korea has been a right answer to a previous question. So if we go gambler's fallacy again, that would be either Thailand or Japan. So I am going to guess Japan.
That is correct.
Oh,
All right, nice.
Great job. Okay, Mike, this is your last dedicated question.
Okay.
In which European country does the winter tradition of wassailing take place, where people sing to apple trees in the hopes of ensuring a good harvest in the coming year? Belgium, England, Latvia.
Okay. Apple trees, Belgium, England, or Latvia. Singing towards trees. That's going to be an interesting thing to see. Seems like that. You're doing that in the winter. It's cold. Okay. I never heard of anything in England about that, and probably know a little bit more about England than the other ones. So I'm going to let's dig into Eastern Europe here, but let's go Latvia.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. I'm so sorry. Raul, where do we sing to the apple trees of wassailing? Belgium, England, Latvia.
And unfortunately, Latvia was going to be my answer as well.
It's still there.
You can still go. No one's ever
there.
given me a double answer, but I'm happy to have it.
Take a knee.
I vaguely remember in some choir I was in school, we used to sing a song called "Here We Go a Wassailing." I don't know if there's a connection.
There is.
Would you mind singing it now?
Well, this is like 20, 30 years
Okay.
ago. I've totally forgotten, aside from the name of the song. Apple trees, singing at apple trees. And then, sorry, what were the three options? England, Belgium, Latvia?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I know in England there are a bunch of interesting things like that. So there's that, I can't remember if this is in England or in Scotland, but there's that one activity where they roll a giant roll of cheese down like a hill, and everyone just falls down the hill after it, basically. I can't remember what it's called. So I don't know what the relationship is between that and apples, but I'm going to guess England.
That is correct.
Oh, man. That's
Great
good. Way to get
job.
there.
I mean, the cheese rolling is also one of my favorite things that I've heard about England traditions.
Right.
It's a big deal every year. And then the person who wins gets the ball of cheese.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wins. I guess except for the people who like break legs and stuff. But
Yeah.
Or are lactose intolerant.
True. Yes. Yeah.
You got to think about everyone here, Raul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can have the apples.
Hey, at
They
least
can
we
go
have it.
wassail at the apple
Yep,
tree.
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
bigger
Raul,
bushel.
last question. What East Coast city does Nova Scotia send a Christmas tree to every year to thank them for their help following the Halifax explosion? Portland, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts, or New Haven, Connecticut?
Portland, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts, New Haven, Connecticut. And sorry, what do they send every year to them?
A Christmas tree from Nova Scotia to this place for their help following the Halifax explosion.
Portland, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts, New Haven, Connecticut. Well, out of the three of those, Boston is the kind of obvious largest port in the area. But if I'm thinking of the map correctly in my mind, Maine is probably kind of a more obvious staging point for offering kind of timely assistance compared to either Massachusetts or Connecticut. So I would guess Portland, Maine.
That is incorrect. I'm so
Oh.
sorry, Raul. Mike, we're over to you.
So we have New Haven and we have Boston.
Or Portland.
Or Portland. Yes.
Or
So
Portland,
no.
yeah.
Okay. So I've actually spent some time in Halifax and a bit of looked at the Halifax explosion, all sorts of other history around the area. And I know they're pretty closely tied with Boston. So let's go with Boston.
That is correct.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go.
Great job.
Yeah.
I know you've been waiting all game
Yeah.
to find out what is our scoring. And so
I think it's close.
very close. Very, very close. So brings us to the end of Geographical Thinking Caps. Thank you both for joining us. The final score is Raul with 9 and Mike with 10.
Oh my gosh, it was look at
the
that,
steal
man.
on the
The
last.
steal on the
thank
last
God,
one.
you had it there. That would have been you, right in there. It would have been.
Unfortunately, I talked myself out of the right answer there. So
You did start with Boston there, but well, that's good. Close game. You always say when you're like doing things, you want a close game, so that's what you got. So
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, and we got more questions than we thought we were.
yeah, I think we got. Did we miss any between?
I think
the two?
there's only one.
I think we might have missed one.
Yeah. But that's a good track record.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
More importantly, did you guys have fun?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a blast.
That was good.
Thank you for joining me. Mike, you have the floor. Is there anything you want to tell the people before we round out for our ending?
Let's go back to some work stuff. Check out the webinars that our team produces. Check out the GeoSnaps, the blog posts, and when we're putting on events like GIS Day in Canada, be sure to come in and sign up, register for those types of events. They're a lot of fun. You're going to get a lot of interesting information. You'll get interesting information from us all year round. And maybe, one thing I didn't say that we do engage with clients directly in our role. So maybe I'll get the pleasure of, speaking with you on a call one day.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for joining us today. And that wraps up another frosty edition of Geographical Thinking Caps. Our contestants have braved the cold with their incredible knowledge, taking us on a journey through winter festivals, snowy landmarks, and holiday traditions. From icy waterfalls to festive markets, we've covered it all. And we hope that you've had as much fun as we have. Stay tuned for more geography pack trivia. And until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the world. If you're looking for more information about the technical side of GIS, check out the Spatial Report podcast where Mark and Maggie dive into the latest and greatest in the world of GIS. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep thinking geographically.